What if there was a point on your foot? A place so small, yet so quietly powerful, that it could loosen the energy your body has been holding for years? Not through force, not through effort, just through touch and breath. Before we begin, I want you to notice something simple. Where are you right now? Are you watching this curled up in bed, sitting on your couch, or holding your phone with one hand while your feet rest quietly on the floor? Tell me in the comments. I truly want to know where your journey begins today. Take one slow breath in and let it fall out softly. Feel how your shoulders shift just a little, how your chest softens without trying. Now imagine that same feeling, but deeper, not just in your chest, but flowing down through your legs into your ankles and settling gently inside your feet. There's a point there, a hidden doorway. Most people never reach it because they never pause long enough to listen. Ancient healers believe this small place carried the thread between the body and the breath. Modern science quietly agrees. In its own language, it notices how certain spots on the foot speak to the nervous system, to the vagus nerve, to the pathways that decide whether your body lives in tension or rests in peace. But this one, is different. Some people say touching it feels like a soft weight lifting from their chest. Others describe a warm ripple moving up their legs, like the first moment of relief after a long day. A few even whisper that it feels like silence, a kind of silence you don't hear, you feel. Let your mind wander for a moment. What would it feel like if your body finally exhaled the things it's been carrying? What would it feel like if your energy could move again, freely, quietly, gently? As you sit there with your phone in your hand and your breath slowing without effort, your body already knows you're about to unlock something. Not something dramatic or forced, something natural. Something that has always been yours. The spot we're about to explore isn't a trick or a trend. It's a forgotten switch. A tiny opening in your body tucked away long before you ever had words for stress, or exhaustion, or emotional heaviness. And the moment you touch it the right way, most people feel a shift they weren't expecting. Before we begin the technique, pause with me. If something inside you already feels drawn here, a small curiosity, a quiet pull, trust it. Your body recognizes truth long before your mind explains it. If the spine gospel feels like a space you want to keep returning to, whisper a gentle yes. Tap subscribe softly, without pressure. Let this be your quiet promise to yourself that you're ready to explore the parts of your body and spirit that were waiting for your attention. Now breathe. And when you're ready, we'll open that hidden doorway together. This technique begins with something beautifully simple, your own foot. Not the arch, not the heel, not the toes, but a small, almost shy point resting between the bones on the top of your foot. A place you've likely touched 1,000 times without ever knowing what lived underneath. If you slide your fingers gently along the skin there, you might feel a tender dip, small, warm, almost like a doorway tucked between two quiet rooms of your body. That tiny space is what ancient healers once called the pathway of returning breath, a point where the energy of the body pauses, gathers, and begins moving again. Of course, in modern language, you won't hear anyone say it like that. Today, you'll hear softer words, things like pressure point, nerve network, relaxation trigger. But the truth is simple. Touching this area sends a gentle signal through the nervous system, nudging your body toward balance. Not forcing it, not bending it, just guiding it home. Imagine your body as a river. Some days it flows easily. Other days, small pebbles, stress, worry, old emotions, settle at the bottom and slow the water down. This technique is like reaching into that river and brushing a few of those pebbles aside, letting things move again. People often ask, but how can something so small create such a feeling? The answer is, your body has always been listening. It listens to breath. It listens to light touch. It listens to intention. And this point on your foot listens especially deeply. When healers worked with this point, thousands of years ago, they believed it helped release internal heaviness, the kind that lives under the chest, behind the ribs, inside the thoughts you keep replaying. Today, many people describe the same sensation without even knowing the history. They just say things like, "I feel lighter. My breath feels longer. It's like something unclenched inside me." There's a beautiful passage in The Web That Has No Weaver by Ted Kapchuk, where he writes, "The body remembers patterns long after the mind forgets them." This technique honors that truth. Your body remembers. It remembers every stress you pushed aside, every breath you held, every moment you stayed strong when you were tired. This point becomes a way of telling your body, you don't have to hold all of that anymore. For many women over 55, life has been full: caregiving, responsibilities, changes in health, emotional seasons that come and go. The body absorbs it all quietly. This gentle touch on your foot becomes a rare moment of return, a moment where the body finally has permission to soften. If you pay attention while you touch this point, you might notice tiny things shifting. Your jaw loosens. Your chest expands, your shoulders lower by a whisper. Your eyes grow heavier in the sweetest way. Your body isn't reacting, it's remembering how to breathe. What makes this technique special is not the pressure itself, but the message it carries. It tells your nervous system, you are safe enough to relax now. That single message can change the way the entire body feels within seconds. There's another line from Energy Medicine by Donna Eden, where she says, energy follows attention, and attention is a form of love. When you press this point on your foot, you're offering attention, gentle, slow, human attention. And your body responds to that. It always has. Think about it for a moment. When was the last time you touched your own feet with care rather than necessity? When was the last time you allowed yourself to pause long enough to feel what your body has been whispering? We rush through life, but our feet carry every step, every memory, every weight, quietly. This technique is a way of honoring them, of saying thank you, of waking up a space inside the body that has been waiting for your presence. Some viewers tell me this point feels like warmth. Some feel a tiny spark. Some feel a slow pulse that wasn't noticeable before. And some feel nothing at first, just peace or breath or stillness. All of it is correct. Your body speaks in its own language. As you learn this technique, try to let yourself move gently. There is no rush. Your body isn't a machine that needs fixing. It is a story unfolding. A story filled with moments you've lived, emotions you've carried, resilience you rarely give yourself credit for, and this small point? It becomes a way of turning one quiet page. Your fingers resting there invite your breath to soften. Your breath softens and invites your energy to loosen. Your energy loosens and invites your emotions to settle. Everything connects. Everything listens. Let this awareness sink in for a moment. The idea that something so small could help your inner world shift. Hold that thought, because understanding this point is only the beginning of what your body is capable of. And as this gentle understanding settles in, your body starts preparing for what comes next. The deeper story of why this works at all. It's interesting, isn't it? How a single point on the foot can make the body exhale as if something ancient inside has been waiting for release. But to truly understand why this happens, we have to step gently into the science of your own inner wiring, the quiet systems that have been carrying your stress, your memories, and even your unspoken emotions. Before we continue, I want you to do something simple. Place your hand over your chest for a moment. Feel that subtle rise and fall. This soft movement is the rhythm your nervous system listens to every second of your life. Now slowly let your hand rest back down, because this part of the journey asks for your attention, not your effort. Scientists call stress patterns neurological imprints. These are small loops stored in your autonomic nervous system, especially in the deeper layers you don't consciously control. Some imprints fade naturally, but others stay with you, quietly influencing your breath, your posture, your sleep, even the weight of your thoughts. Here is where the foot point becomes more than just a spiritual concept. When you press that specific spot, the one beneath the ball of your foot, you stimulate what researchers call a somatic trigger zone. Think of it like tapping the shoulder of a messenger who's been asleep for years. It wakes up pathways connected to the vagus nerve, the master nerve of calm, digestion, emotional regulation, and healing. You may have heard of the vagus nerve before, but few people know its most important truth. It doesn't just carry signals down from the brain. It also carries signals up from your body back to your mind, shaping how you feel. So when you gently hold that foot point, your body whispers something to your brain. It's safe now. Release a little. This is why many people feel a slow warmth spreading through the chest, or a deep sigh rising without being asked, or sometimes even tears, the soft, quiet ones that come from nowhere and explain everything. There's a beautiful line in The Body Keeps the Score by Dr. Bessel van der Kolk. He writes, "The body registers the beat long before the mind makes sense of the story." This whole technique rests on that truth. Your body understands things your thoughts haven't caught up to yet. Another connection lies in your fascia, the thin network of fiber that wraps every muscle, organ, and nerve. Modern research shows that fascia stores emotional tension the same way a sponge holds water. And the foot, especially the arch, is one of the densest fascial crossroads in the entire body. When you stimulate it, the water begins to move again. Not suddenly, not forcefully, just gently. Ancient healers always believed the body was a map. Science is now catching up by discovering that touch points along the foot can influence blood pressure, heart rate, digestive rhythms, and even the clarity of your mind. But here's the most fascinating part. These changes don't come from magic. They come from biology learning how to relax again. In Energy Medicine by Donna, she shares a line that feels perfectly aligned with this technique, where energy flows freely. The body thrives naturally. When you hold that point on your foot, you're not forcing energy to move. You're simply removing the reasons it stopped. Another book, The Spark in the Machine by Dr. Daniel Keown, explains something similar from a medical perspective. He writes, "The human body is wired like a circuit, and pressure along certain pathways completes connections that stress has interrupted. So when you hold that point, you're completing a connection in yourself. A small but powerful circuit of healing." Some researchers also link this foot point to the parasympathetic reset response, the same state your body enters during deep meditation or slow prayer. This is why older adults feel this technique so deeply. Life has carried years of weight, and the body remembers every inch of it. But something else is happening too. Something that science can describe, but only your soul can feel. Pressure on this point shifts the brain's internal chemistry, lowering cortisol, increasing nitric oxide, which relaxes blood vessels, and improving heart rhythm stability. These changes ripple through the entire body, like a quiet tide. If you've ever felt that moment when your breath suddenly becomes easier, when your shoulders drop without you noticing, when your mind softens for no clear reason, that is your biology receiving the message. Now I want to ask you something, and you can tell me in the comments if you feel comfortable. Have you ever touched a point on your own body and felt more emotion than you expected? Just think about that for a moment, because this technique works through something older than science, older than language, older than memory itself. And this brings us into the part that most people don't realize. How this tiny point on your foot becomes a doorway into the emotional body, the subtle layer where energy blockages first begin. Let's walk there gently. So now, let's slow everything down. Because this is the moment where the idea becomes a lived experience, where curiosity shifts into sensation, where your own body begins speaking back to you. Before you move, just sit in stillness for one breath. A slow inhale, a softer exhale. Let everything in the room settle, almost like dust floating down in golden light. Good. Now we begin. Bring your right foot gently onto your lap, or place it on a cushion if that feels easier. There is no perfect posture here, only what feels safe, supported, and natural. If you're watching this on your phone, tilt your screen slightly so the light falls softly on your hands. Now take your thumb and glide it across the upper part of your arch, just beneath the ball of your foot. Don't press yet. Just explore the surface the way you would touch a page before reading it. This is your first connection. You're looking for a spot that feels slightly tender, as if it's holding a small secret. It may be the size of a pea, or slightly larger. When you find it, your body will give a tiny signal, a breath, a pulse, a warmth, or a faint yes. Here, pause on that point. This is the doorway. Very gently start applying pressure with the pad of your thumb. Not pushing hard, just enough to meet the tension without overwhelming it. Imagine you're holding a small bird, firm enough to keep it safe, soft enough not to cause fear. Now breathe in, slowly. Let the breath travel down through your spine, your hips, your legs, and into your foot. With every exhale, soften the muscles around your thumb. Let your foot trust the process. Keep your thumb still. Holding the point is more powerful than pressing repeatedly. Stillness tells the body, you can let go now. You might feel a wave of warmth, or a gentle tingling, or sometimes nothing at all, which is perfectly fine. Not every release is loud. Some are quiet, like snow melting. Now bring your other hand to your belly. Let your palm rest there lightly. This hand connects your breath to your foot, forming a tiny bridge inside your nervous system. And now something important. When you exhale, imagine a soft golden light moving from your belly to your foot, like a warm ribbon flowing through gentle water. This visual cue is powerful for mobile viewers because it guides the mind without overwhelming the screen. Hold the point for 6 slow breaths. Count them if it helps. 1, 2. Feel your shoulders loosening. 3, 4. Feel your jaw softening. 5, 6. Let your body arrive where it needs to. Now slightly rotate your thumb in tiny circles, so small that the skin barely moves. This awakens the deeper layers of fascia that store emotional tension. Imagine you're loosening an old knot or clearing dust from a sacred symbol, but listen to your body. If something feels too intense, soften your pressure. This technique is about permission, not force. After 30 seconds of gentle circles, return to stillness. Press down again, maybe a little deeper this time. Let the pressure connect with your breath. This is where many people feel a subtle release. A sigh, a shiver, a wave of relief rising through the chest. Now, move your thumb half an inch down. Just a small shift. You may find a second tender point, sometimes even more charged than the first. Hold it the same way. Still, steady, compassionate. Let your breath guide you. Inhale, soften. Exhale, release. If your eyes feel heavy, close them. If tears come, let them. Your body is clearing something old, something it never had the chance to release before. Now bring your awareness to your spine. Imagine each vertebra receiving a gentle echo from your foot. This interconnection activates pathways that help the vagus nerve reset. Many older viewers feel this as a comforting warmth spreading through the back. After 8 breaths, slowly release your thumb. Don't pull away quickly. Let your hand drift off gently, the way evening light fades. Without hurry. Place both your feet flat on the floor. Feel the ground supporting you. Feel your weight settling into the earth. This grounding is important because it stabilizes the energy you just freed. Now take a deep breath. Feel the left and right sides of your body. One may feel lighter, softer, more open. This is your body thanking you. You can repeat the same technique on the other foot. But I want you to pause for a moment before you do. Ask yourself something, and if you feel comfortable, answer it in the comments. Which foot felt heavier before you started? And why do you think that is? It's a small question, but it opens a doorway into personal insight. Every viewer has a different story, and every foot carries its own memory. Now gently take your left foot, place it on your lap, and repeat the same process. But this time, move slower. Let the body guide you. Let the breath lead. As you work with the second foot, you may notice something interesting. The release here often feels deeper, because the body trusts you now. It knows what you're doing. It lets go more easily. After you've held both sides, place your feet on the floor again. Sit quietly, not thinking, just feeling. The body needs a moment to rearrange itself after release, like a house settling after old boxes have been cleared from the attic. Now, let your hands rest on your knees. Take one final inhale, and exhale with a soft sound, even a whisper if you can. This sound signals the nervous system to complete its calming cycle. You've just unlocked a hidden circuit, a quiet pathway that connects your foot to your breath, to your emotions, to the very core of your energy. And now, something even more fascinating begins, something that travels deeper into the emotional layers of the body, where stuck energy actually forms. Let's walk there softly. Something very subtle begins to happen after you release that point on your foot. Not loud, not dramatic. More like a curtain inside you shifting just a little, letting a different kind of light enter. Most people expect physical relief first, the muscles, the joints, the tension. But the real magic of this point begins deeper. In the emotional layers the body quietly protects. Sit with yourself for a moment. Notice the space behind your ribs. Notice the area right above your stomach. You might feel a soft warmth spreading there, as if someone placed a gentle lamp inside you and dimmed it to a peaceful glow. This is the beginning of the emotional shift. Your nervous system, especially your vagus nerve, reacts to the release in your foot like a long-awaited exhale. For years, sometimes decades, your system may have been holding on to subtle stress, old memories, even grief that never had a place to settle. When you touch the point that connects to this pathway, the body often whispers, "Can I let this go now?" Some people feel this release as a sudden wave of calm. Others feel a lump in their throat, the body preparing to soften something it has held tight. Some feel nothing at first, but a few hours later, they notice an unexpected lightness they can't quite explain. There is no right way for your emotions to surface. Every experience is personal, shaped by your life, your stories, your seasons. You might remember a line from Michael Singer's The Untethered Soul, where he writes, "When energy gets blocked, it stops us from experiencing the present moment." This moment, right now, is the gentle unblocking he was talking about. Your present moment becomes wider, softer, easier to breathe inside. As the foot point loosens, the emotional body starts reorganizing itself. It's almost like your inner world, rearranging old furniture so the room feels open again. Some viewers describe a feeling like water moving behind the heart. Others say it feels like a heavy coat finally sliding off their shoulders. Some feel a quiet sadness, but not the painful kind. The kind that comes when the body says, "Thank you for noticing me." Remember that your body is older than your memories. It carries things you may not even consciously recall. It protects things you never had words for. And when this pressure point releases, the body sometimes takes the opportunity to return those old emotions back to the earth. You may even notice old thoughts losing their sharpness. A worry that felt overwhelming yesterday suddenly feels distant today. An irritation that normally lingers might dissolve much faster. These are signs that your nervous system is recalibrating. There's a beautiful line from Louise. Hey, and you can heal your life. The body communicates with us in sensations, but it also whispers in emotions. This whispering may be happening inside you right now, a message you may not fully understand yet. But you can feel. Your breath might feel different, too, smoother, deeper, like air finally reaching places it couldn't reach before. Because when emotional tension releases, the diaphragm loosens, and the breath flows again with more freedom. As this emotional shift builds, the mind also begins to soften. Thoughts lose their urgency. Memories feel less sharp around the edges. The inner critic becomes quieter, as if someone gently turned down its volume. This is when clarity appears, not the big, dramatic kind. A quieter clarity. A thought like, I don't have to carry this forever. Or, I'm allowed to feel peaceful. Some viewers even say they feel a surprising sensation around their eyes. A softening. A cooling, as if an old tension there is unwinding. This is a known response when the parasympathetic system activates. Your face relaxes because your inner defenses relax. If tears come, let them come. They are not a sign of sadness. They are often a sign of the body opening. The way a rose opens the moment morning light touches its petals. Pressing this point on the foot is like opening a window inside your emotional house. The stale air leaves. The fresh air enters. The space becomes livable again. You may even feel a sense of inner silence. Not emptiness. A peaceful silence, like a river settling after a storm. Listen to this silence. There is wisdom inside it. There's a passage from Thich Nhat Hanh in The Miracle of Mindfulness where he writes, "To return to your breath is to come home." When you hold this point on your foot, your breath becomes a homecoming. Your emotions return to a place where they can be felt without fear. Take one slow breath now. Notice if your chest feels more open than before. Notice if your lower belly feels less guarded. Notice if your shoulders feel less defensive. Your body is responding. Your emotions are shifting. Your inner world is rearranging itself in ways you may only understand fully days from now. And in this soft unfolding, a new question arises, a question only you can answer. What did your heart say to you during this release? If you feel comfortable, tell me in the comments. Your story may help someone else understand their own as the emotional shift settles. The next natural step is to understand how this simple daily practice shapes the future, your sleep, your stress, your mood, your inner stability, and how your body can continue releasing layer by layer. Without force or fear, let's gently walk into that next doorway. After the emotional release settles, something beautiful begins to form inside you, a quiet intention, a feeling that whispers, I want this peace again. And the truth is, you can have it. Not once, not occasionally, but daily, in a way that gently reshapes your entire inner landscape. You don't need long sessions or complicated steps. Just a simple rhythm your body can trust. Each morning or evening, place your thumb on that same point on your foot. Hold it for 6 slow breaths, the same soft stillness you created earlier. That's it. This tiny practice sends a message through your nervous system that guides your day into a calmer direction. You might notice your sleep growing deeper. Not instantly, but gradually, like a room darkening as the sun sets. Your body starts releasing tension earlier in the night. Your breath becomes steadier. Your dreams become quieter. During the day, you may feel fewer sharp mood swings. Moments that would normally exhaust you might feel easier to move through. Because when that inner pressure softens, your reactions soften too. It's not that life changes. It's that you change inside of it. There's a powerful line from Don Miguel Ruiz in The 4 Agreements. Your habits shape the world you live in. This small practice becomes one of those habits, shaping a world inside you that feels kinder, lighter, more forgiving, for many viewers over 55. This point on the foot becomes a trusted friend, a place to return when emotions feel thick, a place to breathe when the mind becomes noisy, a place to reconnect when the heart feels heavy. Do it for a week, then 2 weeks, then a month. You'll notice your inner responses changing long before you notice your outer life shifting. But the outer shifts come too. Better mornings, softer evenings, more grounded choices. As you continue, your body learns something profound. It does not have to carry everything alone. Now take a moment and ask yourself, and if you feel comfortable, answer in the comments. How often do you plan to practice this morning, night, or both? Your answer becomes your first promise to your own healing. And now, with your daily practice forming inside you, we step into the final part of this journey, a gentle closing reminder for your spirit, and a guiding hand toward your next awakening. Stay exactly as you are for a moment. Feet grounded, breath soft, heart open just a little wider than before, because something inside you shifted today. Not something loud, not something dramatic, something gentler, like a door unlocking from the inside. You touched a point on your foot. But what really moved was something in your spirit. You may not realize it fully yet, but your body felt seen, felt heard, felt held. And this matters, especially for the women and men over 55 who carry decades of love, loss, strength, memory, and invisible weight. Your body remembers all of it. But today, it released a piece of it. As you sit here now, I want you to imagine a soft golden thread connecting your foot to your breath, to your heart. A thread that wasn't there before. A new pathway. Your pathway. There's a line from Clarissa Pinkola Estés, the writer of Women Who Run with the Wolves. She says, "The body is a storyteller. When we listen, it answers." Today, you listened, and your body answered with softness. Let's take one slow inhale. Let it fill your chest like warm morning light. Exhale gently. Let the breath carry away anything your heart is done holding. You did something sacred for yourself. Today, something many people never make time for. You paused. You felt. You released. And now, I want to ask you something important, something personal. What did this experience awaken in you today? Did you feel warmth, tingling, emotion, silence, strength? Tell me in the comments. Your story might be the exact message someone else needs to hear. And one more question, because this helps me truly understand you. Where were you watching from today? Your bed? Your couch? Your favorite chair? Your phone while winding down for the night? Your answer helps me create videos that meet you exactly where you are. If this practice opened even a small window inside you, if it softened something, if it quieted the noise, then imagine what could happen when you explore the next point on your body, another place where energy sits waiting to rise. I have a gentle feeling that your spirit is ready for the next step. If you feel that too, stay close to this space. And if you haven't already, tap the subscribe button. Not as a command, not as pressure, but as a whisper to your own healing. Yes, I choose this. Like the video if it helped you breathe a little easier. Share it with someone whose heart feels heavy tonight. And if it didn't resonate, tell me. Dislike it. Comment your truth. Your feedback guides what I create next for the Spine Gospel. Thank you for letting me speak into your space, your breath, your body. Thank you for trusting your own inner wisdom long enough to try something new. And thank you for being here fully, softly, honestly. Now rest your hands on your heart. Feel it beating steady, loyal, alive. Whisper to yourself, I am still opening. Because you are. And this journey is only beginning.